They fined me $200 a day for a trampoline. Then they found out my daughter was disabled. Hi, I am here to share my story about how they fined me $200 a day for having a trampoline. But then when they found out my daughter was disabled, they backed off. I live in a nice neighborhood with good people, the street is quiet, and the kids play together in the cul-de-sac. Our street isn't anything special, it's normal, like all the other streets. But last year the city came through and put up signs restricting us to parking on the street. At first I thought this was great, because now we wouldn't have any problems with people parking in front of our house or driveways. I had no idea it was going to be such a problem, so now I can't even park my car in my own driveway. This is crazy, right? But then, I started getting tickets. I got 3 tickets in one day. Turns out that the restrictions also apply to driveways. Then another thing happened. Who has a permit for their trampoline? Nobody. Is that a real permit? Are they really going to send someone out to inspect my trampoline? I figured he'd just write me a ticket and be on his way. But no, he gets out of his truck and comes walking up to my driveway. He's writing something on his little pad. I go out to talk to him. I ask him what my fine is, and he tells me that I owe $400 already. I tell him I'm not paying it and I wish he would just leave. When she was born, we knew that she was different. The doctors told us she would never walk or talk. He's 16 now. He's a senior in high school. She couldn't have been a better big brother if she tried. He helps her with her homework and makes sure she's okay when she's feeling left out. He's really stepped up. She surprised everyone and did both of those things. She just took a little longer than most kids, but she did it. One of my neighbors asked me if I'd seen the new signs restricting trampolines. There was an exception for disabled people. I just needed to get in touch with the building department and let them know my daughter was disabled. I explained to them that I had a trampoline and my daughter was disabled. Turns out that they had gotten complaints about my trampoline and sent the inspector out to check on it. They gave me a warning and were going to move on to the next complaint. I even offered to send them a copy of her file from the hospital so they could see for themselves. She was so happy, all because of people's kindness. I said that was fine and hung up. They said that it was never their intention to target a family with a disabled child. Please remember to share your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content like this. See you next time. They told me not to bother and that they already knew about my daughter. He was a nice guy and understood why I was upset. He told me that I wasn't the only one that had a problem with this new ordinance. I wasn't trying to be mean, but I wanted to make sure they wouldn't fine me anymore. She's also on the honor roll. She's kind of small for her age, but she's super smart and super determined. She's always trying to help people.
Ow.
She's a natural caregiver. I think it comes from being the baby. When he hangs up, he tells me that he's going to come back and see me again tomorrow. I tell him I'll be waiting. What a jerk. I tell him that I'm done playing his game and I'm taking this to court. He looks at me and smirks and says that he knows I won't show up to court. They had no idea that my daughter was disabled. They thought I was just trying to cause trouble. She kept asking me why they were being so mean to her. She's 8 years old and has never had anyone be mean to her before. I told them I didn't want their money, but they insisted. So I used that money to buy my daughter a wheelchair. I tell him I will be there, and I hope he's ready to explain why I shouldn't have to pay this fine. We take it down every weekend and set it up in the backyard. The judge didn't even ask the guy any questions. I was fuming. Why is everyone against me? Did I do something wrong? What? That's crazy? I called them, and I told them that I'm not moving the trampoline. They told me I had to, and that I should read the rule book. Take it away from my little girl. Not going to happen. She looks forward to it all week. We usually set it up on Friday nights after work. And every Saturday and Sunday we enjoy it so much. If I didn't know, she said, it would have been a good time to get rid of mine. So I go on the website. Well, this is embarrassing. I didn't have the best grades in school. I don't do well with all these rules and regulations. I must have skipped over the part about the trampoline. She said there were some exceptions for disabled people, but she didn't know what those were. I had just had my trampoline delivered. It's my daughter's favorite present. Now, I wasn't going to take it down. I mean, come on. How ridiculous is that? What are they going to do? Next thing I knew, I got a notice that I was being fined $200 a day until I removed the trampoline. So I go looking for the rule book. The city doesn't have a rule book. Instead, there's a website. It says here that a trampoline is only allowed if it is below 3 feet high and you have a permit. How am I supposed to know that? Sure enough, I got a notice that an inspector was coming by to check my trampoline. Goes back to his truck and starts making a phone call. The next day, he comes back around and writes me another ticket for another $200. Now I'm getting angry. It was the biggest waste of time ever. When I got home, I told my wife and my daughter what had happened. My daughter was very upset. I've always made sure that she's involved in everything. She's in 2nd grade and has straight A's. My wife and I had our son when we were teenagers, and now they're ticketing me for having a trampoline. What are they going to do next? How am I supposed to protect my kids from this? Well, that's when I remembered what the lady on the street had told me. I picked up the phone and dialed the number. They also told me that they weren't going to find me anymore. That's when I told them I was going to start filming the next time they came onto my property, because I didn't believe them, and I wanted to protect myself. Well, the next time they called, I was filming. I posted it online. In the video, you can see me talking to the inspector. After I posted the video, it went viral. So many people were upset about this trampoline issue. But after they heard my side of the story, they were on my side. So many people reached out to me and offered to pay my fine. This summer, I also bought her an adaptive bike. The city finally stepped in and said that they were going to repeal the trampoline ordinance. I'm just glad that my daughter didn't have to stop bouncing. Thank you for watching my story.